Hello everyone, myself Heli Mehta, working as an assistant professor in Computer Engineering Department at Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Our subject is computer network. Our unit is fifth, that is data link layer. Today our topic is Ethernet. Okay, today we will see bridge Ethernet. The bridge have two effect on Ethernet LAN. That is, first is raising the bandwidth and second is separating collision domain. We will see one by one using example. So first is raising the bandwidth. Without using the bridge in the Ethernet network, the total capacity is shared among all stations with a frame to send. The station share the bandwidth of the network. Okay, see in the diagram we have a multiple station and we are not using bridge between. Okay, so in this scenario, the capacity is shared among all the stations. Okay, so from all these stations, if only one station has to send the frame, then it is okay because it is beneficial for the total capacity. But if more than one station need to use the network, the capacity is shared. Okay, so here we have a multiple station, and if only one station have to send the frame, then it is okay because capacity is not shared between all the stations. But if more than one station need to use the network, then capacity must be shared. A bridge divides the network into two or more networks bandwidth wise. Each network is independent. Okay, so if we use bridge between the station, then the bridge divides the network into two or more networks according to their bandwidth, and they are independent. So like this, it raises the bandwidth. Okay, so this is the concept. If we don't use bridge over here, then the capacity must be shared between all the stations, and if we use the bridge, then bridge divide the stations according to their bandwidth into multiple networks, and that networks are independent to each other. Okay, and second is separating collision domains. Bridge separates the collision domain. Figure shows the collision domains for an unbridged and the bridge network. Okay, see here in this diagram we are not using the bridge over here, so all stations are combined in only one domain. Okay, and in this diagram we using the bridge, and here I explain bridge divides the network into two or more networks. So here all stations are divided into different networks. Okay, and these networks have a different bandwidth. Okay, so they are divided according to their bandwidth, and here bridge separating all the network into different domains. Okay, so bridge separates the collision domain. So according to that bandwidth, all the networks are defined in the different domains. So this is the separating collision domain. Second is switch Ethernet. The idea of the bridge LAN can be extended to a switch LAN. Okay, figure shows the switch Ethernet. See the switch Ethernet. Here we have a multiple switch. Okay, and these different domains are connected with the switch. Okay, so a layer 2 switch is an N port bridge. Here we have a N port bridge with additional sophistications that allows faster handling of the packet. Okay, so different domains are connected with a different switch. Okay, here we have a N port bridge. So this is the switch Ethernet. So next is a full duplex switch Ethernet. Okay, 10-base-5 and 10-base-2 supports the half duplex communication. Half duplex means a station can either send the data or station can receive the data. Okay, but may not do the both at the same time. Okay, figure shows the full duplex switch Ethernet. See in the diagram we have a switch and we have a different stations. Okay, so that all station can transmit the data and they can receive the data. Okay, each and every station have their own transmission and receiving line. So this is the full duplex switch Ethernet. The full duplex mode increase the capacity of each domain from 10 to 20 Mbps. Full duplex Ethernet uses two lines, one for transmission and one for receiving. Okay, here I saw they have a two lines, one for transmitting the data and second is for receiving the data. Each station or switch can send and receive independently without worrying about collision. Each link is a point-to-point dedicated path between the station and the switch. Okay, so every station have their own transmission line and own receiving line. Okay, so chances of collision is less. So this is the full duplex switch Ethernet. Next is fuzz Ethernet. As the name suggests, this Ethernet is used to make the data rate high. Okay, so first Ethernet was designed to compete with LAN protocols such as FDDI or fiber channels. IEEE created first Ethernet under the name 802.3U. Okay, so first Ethernet is also known as 802.3U. First Ethernet is backward compatible with standard Ethernet, but it can transmit the data 10 times faster at the rate of 100 Mbps. Okay, so first Ethernet always transmit the data faster. Okay, the goal of the fast Ethernet is upgrade the data rate at 100 Mbps. Okay, so data rate is 100 Mbps. Make it compatible with the standard Ethernet. Keep the same 48-bit address. Okay, so address is same 48-bit. Keep the same frame format. Frame format is also same. Keep the same minimum and maximum frame length. Frame length is also same. Fast Ethernet supports the full duplex. With the full duplex operation, a station can transmit and receive simultaneously. Okay, so fast Ethernet is support the full duplex in which particular station can transmit and receive the data simultaneously, as I have explained earlier. So this is the fast Ethernet. Okay, so fast Ethernet topologies. The fast Ethernet is designed to connect two or more stations together. Okay, if there are only two stations, they can be connected point to point. See here, we have only two stations. Okay, so they connected with point to point topologies. Three or more stations need to be connected in a star topology with a hub or switch at the center. Okay, so see in the diagram, we have a more than two stations. In this scenario, we have a star topology, and in center we have a hub or switch. So this is the first Ethernet topology. Okay, so first Ethernet implementation. Common first Ethernet implementation are 100 base TX. It is a two-wire category 5 UTP. UTP means unshielded twisted pair. 100 base FX means two-wire fibers. It is the fiber optics is used. 100 base T4 means 4 wires category 3 UTP. Okay, UTP is again unshielded twisted pair. Okay, so summary of the fast Ethernet implementation is you have to just read and remember it. For 100 base TX, media is UTP or STP. UTP means unshielded twisted pair, and STP means shielded twisted pair. For 100 base FX it is fiber, and again for 100 base T4 it is UTP. Okay, number of wires are 2 in 100 base TX. In 100 base FX it is also 2, and in 100 base T4 it is 4. Okay, maximum length is 100 meter for all. Okay, block encoding is 4B 5B 4B/5B in 100 base TX and 100 base FX, and line encoding method is MLT3. Here we have a NRZI, and here we have 8B60. Okay, you have to just remember once summary of the fast Ethernet implementation. Next is gigabit Ethernet. The need for an even higher data rate, more than fast Ethernet. Okay, the data rate resulted in a design of the gigabit Ethernet protocol. It is 1000 Mbps. The IEEE commit call, the standard is 802.3Z. Okay, so 802.3Z is known as a gigabit Ethernet. The goal of gigabit Ethernet is first upgrade the data rate at 1 Gbps. Okay, make it compatible with standard Ethernet and fast Ethernet also. Okay, address size is same 48-bit. Same frame format. Okay, and same minimum and maximum frame length. Okay, so size is 1 GBms in gigabit Ethernet. Okay, and most important is it supports the two different modes of operation, that is full duplex and half duplex both. Okay, fast Ethernet only supports the full duplex, and in gigabit Ethernet it supports both full duplex and half duplex. Okay, so topologies of gigabit Ethernet is first, as I explained earlier, point to point. If we have a two station, then it is connected with point to point topology. If we have a more than two stations, then it is connected with a star topology. Here we have a switch or hub. Okay, we have a two star topology connected with each other. Here we have a one star topology. Here we have another star topology, and these two are connected with cable. Here we have a hierarchy of stars. Okay, this is one star topology. This is another star topology. These both connected with a center switch. Okay, so these all are the topologies used in the gigabit Ethernet. Okay, so gigabit implementation, 1000 base SX, so two wire short wave fibers. Okay, S stands for short waves. 1000 base LX, L stands for long wave fibers, so two wire long wave fibers. 1000 base CX means copper, two wires copper shielded twisted pair. and here 1000 base T, that is 4 via UTP, means unshielded twisted pair. So this is the implementation for 1000 base SX, 1000 base LX, 1000 base CX, and 1000 base T. Okay. So summary of the gigabit Ethernet is here we have a media, transmission media is fiber, okay, short wave. Here we have a long wave. Here we have a STP, means shielded twisted pair, and for T we have a unshielded twisted pair. Okay, number of wires in 100,000 base SX, LX, and CS are 2, and for 1000 base T it is 4. Okay, maximum length is 550 meter for 1000 base SX, 5000 meter for LX, as it is long wave. Okay, 1000 base CX we have 25 meters, and 1000 base T we have 100 meters. Okay, block encoding and line encoding. For block encoding it is 8 bit and /10b, and for line encoding it is NRZ for all 1000 base SX, LX, and CX, and 4D PAM5 is for 1000 base T. Okay, so this is the summary of gigabit Ethernet. Thank you.